Greetings from Marrakesh. We're still here, and as you can see, we're killing ourselves. Now, actually, we're having a good time. But this morning, I came across something that I thought you'd find particularly interesting. I certainly did. Here we don't get newspapers, but what we get is this printed copy of the New York Times that kind of Xeroxed out, and it's about 20 pages. And I was reading it this morning at breakfast, and I came across this article. You probably read it in your own paper. You could probably find it online. That said, "Click doctors for a viral video empire." Well, needless to say, this is the kind of thing I'll read immediately. And this is about a company called Jukin Media, which I had never heard of until I read this. And after I read it, I was kind of sorry that I heard of it. But there's a really amazing and important point here for those of us in the video business. This company, Jukin Media, what they do apparently is they spend all day, every day, thumbing through thousands and thousands of YouTube videos, and they decide which ones are going to be the viral videos. That's the entire basis of the business. It was founded by some 33-year-old guy named Jonathan Skogmo. I don't know where he comes from or what credentials he has, but he's got a team that does nothing but sits all day and apparently all night, according to this thing, and just goes through videos, and they decide which videos are going to be viral. And apparently there's a business in this, and they base their decision based on how well it's shot, production value, and how funny it is. I mean, sense of humor is a relative thing. This, to me, is insane, but it's an indication of the reaction to a media company, a media industry. These guys apparently are worth a fortune, according to this thing. I don't know why, but they are. Because we're in a world in which the whole media empire, particularly the television business, has been turned completely upside down, and nobody really knows what to do. In those kind of situations, that causes anxiety, and anxiety makes companies spend money on stuff that they really don't know anything about, but they wish that they did. So good for you, Jonathan, you're a genius, but this whole thing is, to me, absolute bullshit. In any event, this made me start to think about what makes video work and what makes video not work. And instead of doing a lot of stuff and hoping that Jonathan and his friends out there find it and decide it gets rated an A, apparently they rate them A through D, it'd be much better to reverse the process and start to think about what makes a great video. A long time ago, in another business that I own with partners, which I don't do anymore, they brought in a PR team that wanted to help us promote the company. And so the PR team, they met at our house, and these three women came in, and they sat at my dining room table, and I said, okay, they couldn't do it on the phone, they had to do it in purpose. So I said, what's the idea? And they said, we've got this whole thing figured out. All you have to do is produce a viral video, and that'll sell your business. Well, that's great. So what makes a viral video? I don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows why Charlie Bit My Finger takes off and all the stuff that you make doesn't go anywhere, and why some things get 1 view and some things get 1 million views. Nobody really knows, least of all Jonathan Skogmo of Jukin Media. But this started to make me think that if you really want to do something with video, you have to start at the beginning, which is the process, which is where it's made, which is what we're really all about here. So obviously, any idiot now can pick up an iPhone and push the record button and make stuff and edit it. The days in which nobody knew how to shoot and how to edit are over. The days in which arguing about video journalist is a valid job is over. But we've entered a whole new world now in which there are literally millions, if not billions of video competing for a limited amount of attention. Television used to be very interesting. Television used to be a limited amount of content competing for a huge audience. Now the whole industry is upside down. Now the whole industry is a huge amount of content competing for the limited amount of time that you have, that you can pay attention to what they've put up. And this means that the video has to really get somebody's attention, grab them from the beginning, hold their attention until the end. This is really what we work with here at thevj.com and what stuff we're trying to teach. Anybody can go on YouTube or, get a friend or any 10-year-old to teach you how to push the button, record, and editing is not that difficult to do. The real secret here is how to make your video compelling, how to make it stand out from everything else. Now, if you've been doing the courses here on thevj.com, you know that you don't start with an exterior of a building and you don't do a lot of talking heads because those things are inherently boring. The things that he finds interesting, I don't really understand what he finds interesting. He says that the most important thing is causes people in the room to chuckle. Mr. Trufino, looking pleased, signed the clip a B. I mean, this is crazy, but it is an indication of the shift in the industry. We've gone from very, very few things in which basically you had no choice, you had to watch it, to billions of things in which people make a very quick decision about whether they want to stick with a video or not. And that's why we're really very focused on not so much how to make a video, which obviously we teach you how to do, but we're really focused on how to make a compelling video, how to tell a compelling story. And there are basic rules to this thing that we've figured out over, I mean, we're doing this for 30 years, and God knows we've made 1 million videos with people around the world, and we can see what works and what doesn't work. There are certain parameters that actually work. Now, if I had any brains, I would say we've developed a secret algorithm like this guy does, and we know exactly what makes it work. I don't know exactly what makes it work, but I have a pretty good sense in general of what does tend to work. So if you go on the VJ.com, you'll see it's about great character, compelling storytelling, great arc of story, and an ending. And that's pretty much all it is. We can fine-tune it after that. The kind of shots you get, extreme close-ups work better than these big wide shots work. All in all, there are ways to elevate the quality of your video. You can tell the same story 10 different ways, but one way is going to get a lot of views, and one way is not going to get hardly any views. And I don't need Mr. Jukin, Mr. Skogmo from Jukin, what kind of names are these, to tell me what he thinks works and what doesn't. I don't care what he thinks. I'm interested in what you and millions of people around the world think, and so far, we think our system works pretty well. So go check it out on the VJ.com if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.